Hey there, in this video I'm going to show you how to propagate difficult to clone plants by air layering. Check it out. First medium we're going to use for our air layering project are these root riot plugs. We're also going to add some hormones to the water to aid in root development as well as bleach just to sterilize it. Those little clips are simply tomato clips we had around the garden, but you can use anything like twine. First you're going to want to select which branch you want to propagate and then cut off all the sides. At the bottom of one of the nodes you're going to take a blade and you're going to need to break the cambium. That's the layer underneath the bark, so simply whenever you put your blade against it you'll hear it crack. Just gently go around and make an entire circle. Then you're going to go underneath that and make another one. Then you're going to make a cut perpendicular to the other two and carefully peel off the outside layer of the cambium and the bark. Whenever you have all of the bark removed, you want to simply scratch up the next layer just to allow for some undifferentiated cells. I forgot to include some rooting gel, but you want to include some rooting hormone before you cover it with your medium. You want to make sure that these are damp but not soaking wet, so it allows for the roots to come out, but you don't want to drown them. And then you're just going to make sure that it has direct contact, so we're going to use these clips to make sure it's really squeezed on there. We're then just going to cover it up with plastic wrap because it's going to take about a month. Here I would have left this step out if I were to do it again. It really wasn't necessary. It was a little bit difficult to remove. And then you want to make sure to cover it with aluminum foil or something dark to reflect that light. And whenever we're outside, Pepper's never too far. Here she is playing in our sweet potatoes. If you like seeing her in the video, leave her some hearts down in the comments. Another tool that you can use for air layering are these little kits. We got these on Amazon and we got the one that has different sizes. So it's just like a little dome that you put over the branch, and then these ones they kind of fit together, and then there's a larger one, but they're really hard to put together and then take apart. So here's the growing medium we're going to use. This is coco coir and perlite. You can use any kind of moss, soil, or any kind of medium. You just want to make sure that it doesn't get dry. Here we go again. We're going to prepare the branch we selected. We're going to take our grafting tool. When doing this in the future, we'd make sure to make the first cut above the node and the second cut beneath the node so that you would remove the bark around it, because the roots, as you'll see, will come out of the node. Again, you want to make sure that you're hearing the bark break as you're making these cuts. Again, we're going to make sure that this medium is not completely soaking wet, but it's going to be moist enough to retain that moisture for the month. And then you just line up the bottom pieces and clip it closed. And just to prevent it from slipping, you can put like a clip or something beneath it. And just like before, we're going to make sure to cover this with foil to prevent the light from going in. We checked these air layers periodically and we noticed that they were starting to dry out because there wasn't much medium there with these root riot plugs. So we wanted to make sure that we got them off the branch, and also the roots were kind of growing through it, so we wanted to make sure we pulled them a little bit early. We had to make sure we were really careful removing these clips so we didn't rip the roots.
After about 2 more weeks, the plants really started to rebound. Next, we'll check out how the air layering pods are doing after 3 months. In this example, it kept drying out and the pod was freely rotating. After 3 months, it's quite disappointing to see that there's not much going on in here yet. We can see that the roots only came out of the node. Maybe next time we should remove the bark around the nodes instead of between them. Anyway, we still have more amazing smelling almond bush to put around the garden, so I'll take it. We also used air layering pods on our Chinese perfume. I don't remember how long this was on there, but it sure looks amazing. This is how they're supposed to look. This pod also had problems maintaining moisture. Maybe coco coir wasn't the best option, so we'll keep trying others.
Overall, the root riot plugs allowed us to see what was happening earlier, but they were much less forgiving when it came to moisture retention. The air pods, they were difficult to use, both getting them on and off, and they were quite heavy, so they would spin around, ripping any roots that did develop, at least on our almond bush. As for moisture control, they were supposed to stay moist because we used coco coir, but we found out that they were drying out very quickly. Maybe it's because there are the holes in the air pods, or coco coir maybe wasn't the best medium to use. I also want to let you know that there are other options that you can use for air layering with household items. You can simply take a plastic bag and put soil inside of that and use it, and it'll be just fine. Do you have any experience air layering? Let me know down in the comments. That's it for this video. Hope you learned something, how to propagate your loved plants. Are you difficult to clone? Like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one.